Pounders, the light middleweights fighting for Cuba, Alfredo Duvergel, and his opponent, 21-year-old Michael Nunnally. Out of Jackson, Tennessee, a product of the Northern Michigan University boxing program, and fighting a Cuban for the very first time. Third man in the ring. Our referee is Jose Puerto of Cuba as you look at the tail of the tape. And Duvergel with a 5-year in terms of age advantage, certainly in terms of experience, over Nunnally. This is a very young USA team, obviously, Van.
Well, Duvergel also has a notch on his holster, if you will, by winning the silver medal in the World Championships in 1993, something that Nunnally cannot claim. But Nunnally comes out smoking nonetheless.
Unimpressed, is he?
Nah, he didn't read the bios.
Just a slip on the part of Duvergel, who smiles at Nunnally.
Sam, I like Michael Nunnally, not just because he comes from Jackson, Tennessee, and considers his greatest accomplishment earning a scholarship to Northern Michigan University. But he's a very mature and poised 21-year-old boxer. And he's got a lot of experience here in the States. The question is now, can it convert to the international arena?
And he is strong. Has power in both hands. And the danger, of course, at the amateur level is that you look for the one-punch knockout when he's really got to work on his scoring punches, box with his combinations, and you can rest assured that Duvergel will be there for the whole bout. He's much too experienced, much too poised to be shaken by being hit early.
There's no doubt about that. Duvergel is not going anywhere. So the question is, where's Michael Nunnally going to go? And it better be right at Duvergel. And if it does, he'll be successful. He's going to take some in the process, though. As you can see there, a couple of jabs and a strong left by Duvergel.
Great left hand.
Nunnally told us that he has butterflies, but he says that's a good thing to have. It's just like being back on a punt or for the opening kickoff, Sam. If you don't have that little bit of sweat in your palms, you've been in the game too long. You need to get out.
Well, since the opening flurry, Duvergel has just got in some wonderful right leads and left hooks, straight left hands. He fights southpaw, boxes southpaw, as you can see. Has great ringmanship. All these Cubans just really have tremendous footwork.
They do. They have balance. I mean, they have long limbs, long legs, and long arms, and the wingspan serves them so well. And the legs, they're not just long, they're powerful.
Under a minute to go in the first round. Michael Nunnally trying to make an impact here on Alfredo Duvergel, who is the Cuban national champion from 1992 and 93. And as Van already mentioned, a silver medalist at the World Championships in 93. 26 years old. Much the more experienced of the two.
Duvergel has the range of a 767. The question is the wingspan of it, and I think he just might have some of that power hidden in there too. We haven't seen it thus far, but if he's like the rest of his teammates, it's hidden in there somewhere.
10 seconds to go in the opening round. Pretty good round for these guys at 156 pounds. Again, it's Michael Nunnally in blue, Alfredo Duvergel in red.
Pretty good action in the opening round of this light middleweight contest on the part of both boxers. Nunnally seeking to get to the inside, finds a nice right hand off the head of Alfredo Duvergel. Duvergel's not daunted, though, as he moves away ever so gently and ever so smartly.
Sam Nover, Van Stokes back here at Foxwoods Resort, Ledyard, Connecticut, round number 2 at 156 pounds. Alfredo Duvergel, ever the poised boxer in the red vest and the red headgear, against the American Michael Nunnally. 3 straight right jabs by Duvergel.
Followed up with a left by Duvergel. Again, this doesn't come naturally. This is a highly tuned and highly skilled, trained boxer.
You know, Nunnally feels that he has had his career interrupted a couple of times. He suffered a tragic loss of a very dear friend who somehow was allowed to box twice in the same night and was killed in the ring. And that set Michael back immeasurably in his boxing career. And he said he just got his career pumped up again, and they closed down the gyms and the boxing program in Tennessee. So he's had a few setbacks, but he's a very optimistic young man, forging ahead here and trying to get his career on track.
And right now he's on track in this bout as he seeks to be the aggressor against Duvergel. But you know, Sam, that's part of the Olympic experience. As de Coubertin, the founder of the modern Olympics, said, it's not the triumph, it's the struggle. It's the overcoming obstacles and getting there. And Michael Nunnally typifies this Olympic spirit.
Well, he sure does, man, and he's giving it everything he's got, working the belly now. Working the inside, minute 35 to go in a low blow.
Going to call him for a low blow, and that was a good call by the referee. It was unintentional, but it was a low blow nonetheless.
Duvergel is carved, isn't he?
Oh, he is. He is.
Great specimen. Past the midway mark in the second round and in the bout. And Michael's going to have to pick up the pace, start getting off first, because Duvergel is starting every flurry and finishing most flurries.
I'm impressed by the poise that I've seen from all the
good left hand. Excuse me, Van.
Very good left hand. And another left hand by Duvergel. You know, that's one of his big weapons, I think, Sam, it happens to be that left hand.
Leading with his head, I think he was cautioned about by the referee.
That's correct. No points deducted for that. Again, safety is the primary concern of that third man in the ring. Duvergel's quick. But he's rocked.
His legs have buckled.
Nunnally rocked him.
Sitting 8 count now for Alfredo Duvergel as Nunnally rocked him with a right hand and then started to scream at him. Here we go.
And Duvergel's mad, but he's mad at himself for letting himself get hit. But the confidence factor of Michael Nunnally has gone up tremendously. A warning or a caution for throwing him down, pushing. Michael Nunnally on the attack, exactly where he needs to be. And the crowd has rallied behind him.
Isn't this a dandy round? Under 10 seconds to go in the second round. Michael Nunnally with a stunning knockdown. We have come to the end of 2.
Get him hurt again to the body. He's blocking the body. Go right to the head. You got to work up and down. But the key is keep the pressure
in the
on
corner
him.
now with Michael Nunnally. You're listening to his 2 coaches. The one speaking, Al Mitchell, assisted by Jesse Ravallo. Let's listen.
Okay?
You got 3 minutes of gas. You got 3 minutes
You're
of
in
gas.
great shape. Everybody, let it go.
Hey, keep your mouth shut. You got a human referee out there, and you keep talking like that when you're
Nunnally picking up steam as this round goes on. Literally rocks his opponent with a strong right. Follows up, comes back to the body. And the referee tries to intervene on that. Shocking blow nonetheless.
Win. Everything. This is all about.
So the bell in round number 3. Let me correct something. I believe I credited Michael with a knockdown. All he did was just buckle the legs and the knees of Alfredo Duvergel, but it might have had the same effect as a complete knockdown.
That's correct, and that's called the standing 8 count. The boxer doesn't have to go down to the canvas before the referee will administer an 8 count. And now here goes Nunnally back to the corner. I'm not for sure. The referees asked that the coach wipe off the sweat so it will be less slippery when the competition continues.
So let's see whether or not we've got ourselves a competitive bout. This is the 3rd and final round, and Nunnally shaking off punches and doing what he's got to do. And the referee Puerto now warning him about leading with his head. But Michael has just thrown caution to the wind here, just pursuing Duvergel at every turn.
I would say that Nunnally is in the hunt right now, Sam. He's the stalker and he's the aggressor. If he continues to throw and get his shots off, and many shots, he'll get the scoring blows and could get the nod. He got his guidance in between from Al Mitchell, the coach up at the U.S. Olympic Education Center at Northern Michigan, where Nunnally is a student. Gives these boxers a great opportunity not just to pursue boxing, but their education as well.
Michael admitted earlier today that the Cubans are a very intimidating team, but if you were to ask him right now, which none of us would dare do, I would say he's not intimidated one iota.
Not in the least. And I think that's why I said up front that I was impressed with Michael Nunnally. He seems to have maturity and poise. But as you say, Sam, he came through some of the hard times, and really, truly, doesn't that give us some of the maturity that we need?
Yep.
Well, it's certainly serving him well right now.
But look at Duvergel, all of his class, all of his experience, drawing on it right now and just piling up the points, throwing punch after punch, 5- and 6-punch combinations. Michael's got to start answering. A minute and a half to go in the bout.
Once again, this is the poison reaction to pressure that the Cuban boxers seem to typify right straight through the weight classes. But Nunnally coming on strong nonetheless.
Duvergel not giving him much of a chance to do anything here.
No, he's not. He continues to circle left and circle left. If Nunnally can lean into this, he can possibly get him going in the wrong direction. And it's at this point in the bout that I feel Nunnally needs to step up the gas and get busy.
Final minute of the bout. Duvergel has come out here in round 3 of what we think was a close bout and grabbed this match by the throat and does not appear to be letting it go. This is with a wild left, but he has piled up some points early on.
Michael Nunnally needs to double clutch and come at Duvergel.
Well, he slipped a lot of punches in this round, Duvergel, hasn't he?
He sure has. It's been an excellent defensive round for Duvergel. But Nunnally will not let him go, and rightfully so. There's a shot. Good shot by Michael Nunnally.
15 seconds left in the bout. Here's the finish. So a very game effort there by Michael Nunnally, but it would appear that Alfredo Duvergel has been able to hold him at bay, certainly in the 3rd round, after having his knees rocked a little bit. In the 2nd round, Duvergel regained his composure, came back out, and boxed a nearly perfect 3rd round, it would appear, Van.
It certainly appears that Duvergel gained his superiority perhaps in the 1st round, lost it a little bit in the 2nd round, and then came back and fought a very smart defensive bout. Did not let himself get hit. Stuck and moved, shifted right, shifted left, glided, as you said, Sam, around the ring, but glided himself in a very smart direction.
All right, let's check in with ring announcer Ted Sarandis for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner on a decision in the right corner, Alfredo Duvergel of Cuba.
Well, there are some mixed boos here, but that was a very, very deserving winner. Nunnally was as game as he could be, but I think they say that class tells in the end, and Alfredo's got a ton of it, and his experience, the difference in age, 5 years, the fact that he's had much more international competition. And I think the telling thing here, Van, was that when he was hurt and in trouble, Duvergel knew what to do to get out of it and then clear his head in time for the 3rd round.
That's experience, that's poise, that's reaction to pressure. Michael Nunnally, along with Jesse Aquino, Jesse Persino, they all together are going to make a very fine, formidable 156-pound light middleweight class for the USA.